First, you show your prompt, a prompt.
Okay. So these are the things.
Did you share the ChatGPT link to us? What you are explaining it? Can you share that?
I have given the client what are setup details.
No. What I am asking, to share that link URL, ChatGPT, whatever you are
Okay.
showing now,
Yeah.
easy for us. Yeah,
Okay.
we can
Okay.
use it.
Yeah.
Right. Now you can start explaining it. Yeah, first you explain the requirement in the script, in the prompt, what all specifications are
So
there.
this is my prompt. Like I have a live corporate requirement. So like this is to set up the new platform for the Tico service. So in order to allow the images to be uploaded, like the user images to be uploaded. So these are the following are the requirements for the service Tico service. So
See, Shiva, first you need to show your architecture diagram, whatever in the document is there. There, what is Tico services, what are the objects uploading, all those things are explained, right, in the architecture diagram. You show that first, then come back for this. It
okay,
is a DOP document, right? DOP document.
BARD I used to okay, let me show my
No, this diagram is there in a document, right?
yeah.
First, you show that in the document. Later, you go to BARD, how you use the BARD for getting the uh, details on that flow, architecture flow.
So
So
this is
you extracted from the document, right? That architecture diagram.
yeah the steps flow of the steps of every.
Mm, okay. Okay.
So they are giving
So
three options. So this
you
is
explain
option.
it. If you understand, you explain it. That flow.
So basically, the users will upload the images into the application. Then this is BFF means like uh, backend, like backend for front end. This this will analyze the images from the application. If the user is giving the valid images, then it will. Wait, I will. So this is the option one diagram. So this is the option one. So the details will like for the new Tico service. These are the steps. So the user uploads the pic of the offer to the application. So usually the users will upload the images to the application. Then the application sends these pictures to the new Tico service via BFF, means backend for front-end API. Then then this Tico service uses machine learning to validate the offer. So this Tico service will use this machine learning to validate the actual the images. So if the offer is valid, then the new Tico service will return a confirmation to the application. Then the app displays the confirmation to the user.
You have the link for this BARD prompt.
Prompt.
There is a sharing option. See there, beside Google icon here in the middle of the screen.
Okay.
Go diagram, yes.
Okay. This prompt and response. Create public link.
You can get the URL.
Okay. Okay.
Shared, huh?
Yes.
Okay, Chris, we need to understand one thing here. We can use BARD to ask particular diagrams specifications. That's where he used BARD. One architecture diagram in a document. He used a snipper tool, extracted it, and later he pasted in the BARD window. Analyze this diagram and give the steps. Okay, that is the outcome of this. Very nicely has done it. Okay, that's where you can use the AI tools very faster. Otherwise, you have to depend on the client, all these things. Now it is documented for option one diagram. They have given three options to implement the services, basically implement the architecture. So each option has got architecture diagram. Okay. But they did not explain the steps. They give the architecture diagram simply. The developers done the same way. They don't give, most of the developers, they don't give detailed steps. So you need to get like this, how it works the flow. Okay. Now you continue, Shiva.
Yeah.
You saw that, right, Chris? That link.
Yeah, got it.
And this is the option 2 diagram, basically. Little bit different from the previous one. So what the diagram will represent means, so similarly like above diagram, so here the application using the pads means like size of the image. So this application will call the BFF API to validate the offer. Then this BFF API stores the images in S3 bucket. All whatever the users is uploading the images, all the images will be stored in the S3 bucket. Then this BFF API calls the ML machine learning service to analyze the images one by one. Then whatever the steps, next steps will depend on the validation, whether the validation is synchronous or asynchronous. If it is a synchronous case, then the BFF API waits for the ML service to finish analyzing the image before returning a confirmation to the app. So this is more detailed from the option 1. Here they are saying if it is valid, it will send the confirmation, right? If the if the offer is valid, it will send the confirmation to the application. But before going to send the confirmation to the application, actually it is analyzing the images. So there are two options here. One is synchronous and another one is asynchronous. So this BFF API waits for the ML service to finish the analyzing the image before returning a confirmation to the app. If suppose this BFF API returns a confirmation to the app immediately, means if it is asynchronous. There are two cases here. One is synchronous, another one is asynchronous. If it is asynchronous, then this BFF API returns a confirmation to the app immediately, and the ML service will analyze the image in the background itself. So once the ML service has finished to analyze the image, then it returns the result to the BFF API. Then BFF API returns the result to the application, so that the application can display the results to the user immediately. And these are the more detailed explanation of the every step, like what is bad image and how to call the BFF API to validate the offer, and to store the images in S3, what is doing, and how to call this ML service to analyze the image. So these are the more detailed steps, and this is the synchronous validation. If it is synchronous validation, what it will happen inside in the ML service. If it is asynchronous validation, what this BFF API will do inside the application using ML service. So once
Sorry, getting.
once everything will valid, then it will give the results, final results to the application. Then whatever the results are giving to the application, it will display to the user, whether it may be product name or price or details, anything about the image that is extracted by the ML service.
Okay.
So just you can read the steps are very clear here.
Yes. So it is converted into workflow, basically workflow steps, how the application is planned to think, to make it work. But there are hidden microservices. Those microservices are nothing but your ECS or EKS services, clusters they are using it. So that details are given in the document. You have to go through that. There is a detailed document, right? Line by line, they have given it microservices, where all it is required, for what kind of services it is required,
Yes,
images
yes.
or something. That you need to explain.
Yeah, here in the chat GPT. So yeah, this is
The ChatGPT requirement you have given from which document?
this now we are
DOP?
discussing this one.
DOP?
Yeah, Tico service, this service.
Yeah, that is DOP 932 document, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you show it to him first. This is the document. I used it to pull the requirement for writing the prompt. That's it.
Okay, right.
Show first that document, then you come to prompt. From where you got that specification for prompt.
So actually, I have taken it from the.
First, you read here in this document DOP 932. There is a requirement section, requirements for services itself. So all AWS services are given in the list. You show increase the screen.
So this is, I have taken it from the diagram sheet, option.
But you have DOP 932 document also, right? There is a requirements given to you. It is the same almost. You
Yeah,
open DOP 932.
one second. Okay.
DOP 932 document.
Yeah, this one.
No, not this one. That is the different. See the title of the document. I said DOP 932.
Mm-hmm.
There is a document. Yeah. These are the requirements. You see, top, go up, go little bit previous page. Come down slowly. Show last line. Last line is show. Yeah, see that there is a requirement given there.
So these details I have given in the prompt in the first slide of this, whatever I have shared in the link. So I have given, and it will give the details what you need to set up for the database and for the what you need to
Yeah,
configure.
you show the prompt now. Show your. Did you copy this link to us?
Yes,
ChatGPT
yes,
link.
yes.
Okay.
So just open that and
Yeah, Tico services. Yes, yes. I have this to do team will. Yeah, planning everything is given here. Now, what is giving solution is based on the provided requirements. You are tasked with setting up a new platform-wide service called Tico, allowing users to upload images. The service needs to be supported by various components and configurations. Here is how you can approach implementing these services step by step. It analyzes in a detailed way, step by step, setting up the different services. So first step is setting up the database. Create a new database within the specified specifications. You are able to get the database specifications. You remember in DynamoDB you created a database. We got the specifications that time. As per the specifications, tables were created. Here you need to ask those details from the developers.
mm,
Basically.
mm,
Okay. Then assign to do team as the owner of the DB. Like who is doing the database operations, you need to give a IAM ID for them. You need to create the IAM service. Means all these activities one by one, it will become part of the core snippets in the Terraform, right?
yes, yes.
Setting up AWS managed services. Create a new bucket for storing images. Yes, this is also core snippet. Set up a new SQS, as we discussed in early document for creating SQS service, SNS notification service, core snippets also in the Terraform. Configuring variables and namespaces. Define and configure the required variables such as owner, name, environment. Yes. Set up vault, secure, manage AWS credentials, EV endpoint, username, password, establish a namespace for the services. Vault services also have used it in the Terraform configuration. They have given a link also there. Setting up connections with other microservices. Enable my communication between the TICO service and the backend BFF of the offer validation service. Because there are multiple services you are building it, so maybe your services interaction need to be established. Connectivity, basically. Startup configuration. Create a migration script for initializing the service, ensuring that all necessary configurations and database schema are set up during the migration. As there will be data, you need to migrate that also. What is the data basically? They have images, they have the patient's data also. So the images will go and sit in S3 and you
Mm,
have object URLs also, particularly to store in the database. And accordingly, one can see the images within the application with the links. Okay. Object URL links. Then access control and security. User access. Restrict user access to the service through VPNs. Obviously, uh, implement authentication through BFF. Implement role-based access control. Okay, to manage user roles and permissions. This again, they need to discuss it. Who are the people going to operate it? One is we identified
mm,
from that. So the same way, there will be other things also. You need to ask questions to the customer. What are those things? So the more questions you ask, they are going to give the details. Here, the prompt output is helping us to analyze this project and what kind of data you need to collect. That is the purpose here. The prompt output basically. So all the steps are very cleanly it is given, but still micro level details are required. Okay. Wherever it is required, you need to put under which section you need the questions. When you go to the customer, obviously, you need to ask all these kind of details. Okay. So with this analysis, what happens? You are well versed with the usage of the BARD for architecture diagram analysis and ChatGPT with the project specifications, which you don't know currently. Your assumptions can be there with these kind of things. So you can get ready to work with client with this information. When you go to the live project, you are going to get some more information. That is the analysis you have done. Right? Chris.
Yeah. Chris.
Stop recording.